evening, everybody. Welcome back. Sammy here at Sammy J Stitches. It is Monday, January 28th. I did end up ending my vlog yesterday. It's uploading now, so you will see that shortly. And then we're continuing with this one. I don't know if this one will be split into one or two, considering it's got to make it until not Wednesday 2 days from now, but the next Wednesday. So anyways, whatever happens, happens. It all works. So, of course, as always, I'm going to start this evening with mini Phantom of the Masquerade, and then let's go ahead and spin just so we have an idea, and that way when I come back to show you mini Phantom of the Masquerade, I can show you the start of whatever's next. So we're spinning. Oh, looks like a double Hayden night. So, mini Alice in a Dolly Dream after mini Phantom of the Masquerade. We'll see how that goes. So, I have said previously that I don't have much of a fabric stash. Sorry about that noise. Sorry about that. Okay, I don't have much of a fabric stash, but I went through and I trimmed all my, I went through my projects, and any of the fabric that it was obvious, you know, I had at least double or more of the fabric left, I trimmed them down, serged the sides. I've gotten a little bit of fabric since then, between fabric I ordered, fabric that was gifted to me. I'm still waiting on both my fabric of the months to come in the mail, so remember there's still that. But I'm actually starting to get a little bit of a pile here, y'all. I was adding the newer fabrics that Belinda just sent me to it and realized it actually has a little bit of substantialness there. So that's exciting. So that was, I just wanted to point that out because I was excited about it. I have 3 available bags that I could kit something in. Oh, if y'all only knew how much I have kitted. Oh my goodness. And then these, where'd they go? These are partially kitted, which means most of them just need their fabric. A few possibly need floss. But a little bit at a time, right? I'm not in a rush because I already have plenty of stuff kitted up to start throughout the year. I probably have Stitch Mania more than covered, plus I'm allowing myself the one new start each month or whatever on the one day I start new things. Now, the exception to that is, or I can make any exceptions I want whenever I want, but the current exception to that is I joined a round robin. So whenever they get all that organized and set up, I will need to start something immediately, I believe. So, that doesn't say. So, anyway, trying to get a little organization going. I know I've been doing this for like a month and still can't find exactly what works best for me. But I'm getting there. I am getting there. Alright, I'm going to get started stitching, and I will back in with y'all after I work on mini Phantom of the Masquerade. Bye. Hey everyone. Okay, slight change of plans. My original intention was to go and get tonight's Haid out of the car and have it ready to show you when I showed you where I stopped on mini Phantom of the Masquerade. However, I also plan on putting up mini Phantom of the Masquerade, you know, so that I don't have just a bunch of stuff sitting around in here. And it's too cold to make that trip twice. So instead, you're going to get 2 quick snippets where I show you, so that I don't have to go get that one, bring it in, show you both of them, and then take this one back out to the car. No, it's too cold. Too cold and windy. I do have a jacket, but I mean, it's that wind. It just goes straight to your bones. Okay, so here we are. Let me grab this. So I completed this block, and then I did all the park threads in this block, which was a good portion of the block. Between the two, I had 93 stitches tonight. So it's looking so gorgeous. I know you're seeing it every day, so it's whatever, but I'm excited about it. Okay. Also, I realized I haven't been doing my YouTube thing, so real quick, I watched a 2-hour Jen Upton whip parade, so that took up most of my evening. I'm watching Lily at 42 Stitches right now. I watched Snug Harbor Crafts, her Chalk Couture. Some Stash Queen, because it likes to pull from my older stuff. Earlier I watched Addicted Sisters. This morning I watched The Primitive Stitcher and Java Girl Stitches. So, those are what I've watched so far today. I plan on continuing to watch videos for probably another couple hours. And then moving over to my Netflix and Hulu and all that. So, I'm still printing out papers. Lots and lots and lots. I'll probably be at that for a while. But I forgot the stupid sleeves that I put them in when I put them in my binder. So just printing them out and sorting them and sticking. My dividers have pockets in them, so I'm just sticking them in the pockets until I remember to grab the sheet protectors. It's not the only thing I forgot today. It's not the only thing I forget. I mean, every day I forget at least a couple things. So, and I was busy adulting today. Like, my electric company wanted to jump my kilowatts per hour up like, whoa. So I shot for a new electric company today. Had to deal with some bank issues. Anyway, you don't care. I am moving on. I really have to go to the restroom too. So I'm going to get this put up, go get the next thing, and then I'll bring it in and I'll show you. Hey, I'm back. I let myself defrost a little bit because it's cold out there. And got this on the Q-Snap and got everything ready before I pop back on the camera to show you. And I kind of wanted to show you this. I keep a folder in each one of my project bags with my hates, and it's got the floss list. So that's page 1, page 2, and page 3. So it makes it easy. I can prop it up over here in the corner and be able to see the colors and stuff more quickly. Okay, so and that's what I've been using to go behind them. That's where I'm at. I started to try and cross country this one, like not extreme cross country, but just through the page. And that, I don't know, wasn't really working for me. So then I was like, well, I'll just create a strand and then continue working with it until it's dead. And that seems to be, but I decided on what the next strand is by trying to go in my diagonal pattern like I do on my others. So this project is kind of a scatterbrain. I'm not quite sure how I'm working it just yet, because it has the grid, which gives me more flexibility, more opportunity to not stay in my perfect diagonals. But at the same time, like, I really like the diagonals and I really like parking my threads. But now that I've done this, I don't feel like I could park threads because I'll hide some, I don't know. So I just kind of do whatever I do when I pick it up. So I'm going to get to working on that. Still watching Lily at 42 stitches. I've got about 5 more minutes left of her video. And then moving on to the next person. So that's it. See you in a little bit. Good morning, and it's time to pack up and go home. So ready for some sleep. Super ready for a day off so I can like sleep without having a time I have to get up. That'd be really nice. Still got a few days before that though. So here's where we're at. It's hard to tell any difference on this one with the way that I'm doing it, but I did continue with the like pick a color, work it until I ran out of the thread. Not necessarily. Some of them until I ran out of symbols. Most of them until I just ran out of thread. So there's still some symbols on this page. But like these right here are the very bottom of the page. This over here is the very edge of the page. So you kind of get an idea of what's going on there. I think we're even starting to see her head already. No. I'm thinking she's really far down, so there's no way that's her head in the first page. Let's see. Let us see. Maybe. Okay, because see here is a picture. So I could be seeing just the barest edge of, I cannot point of this, the crown of her head maybe? I don't know. It's a mini, it's, I want to say 16 pages. Not positive, but it's cute anyway. So that's what I was working on. And you can see, okay, so there's all those balloons up there. It magically disappeared. Okay. Doing this. I have no coordination. Okay. Balloons. Balloons. Do you see? Does that make sense? Does it look like that's what we're seeing? Yeah, I think so. Okay. Anyways, I'll quit boring you with my silliness. Okay, I'm gonna get packed up. Same old tonight, y'all. We're gonna work on Mini Phantom of the Masquerade. We're going to spin the wheel, work on that. I've already done my homework for this week. We were in detention for not following the rules. Man. I mean, just like Harry Potter and his friends to not follow the rules. Does this fit in here? It's a tight fit. So anyway, 300 stitches. Knocked that out pretty quick on House of Stark last night. Or House Stark. Maybe keeping this on the Q-snap is not going to work for this bag. I love these bags, but they need like an extra ½ inch. Just, I mean, it's, I got it. I got it. There we go. Okay. Yeah, so no homework there. The new week in the district of the Stitcher games has not been released yet. So really it's just take a spin on that year of whips and see what we can knock out tomorrow. So one of the year of whips that's on my wheel right now is Flag of Stars. I will not, like, I'm going to take that off for January. February 2nd starts bingo. And if you've been with me a while, bingo is, you know that I did bingo at the end of last year. So I went through, not all my whips, because some just aren't going to work for it, but a lot of my whips. I picked colors that are relatively easy to get to. I made a spreadsheet, and then I took those numbers and I made bingo cards. And starting February 1st, they will draw 5 numbers a day. If I have the number on one of, I have 4 cards, but one of them is a sane card. So if they draw a number on that one and I have it, I just mark it. If they draw it on one of the 3 insane cards, I have to do 50 stitches in order to mark the card. So I built my cards tonight. That starts February 2nd. Well, I added Flag of Stars because it only has like 4 or 5 colors, and each one of them have more than 50 stitches. So I added it, and I didn't think if I work on it between now and then, I'm not going to have enough stitches. So I will not be working on that one until that event starts. And then I'll be having to work on bingo, work on homework, work on extra credit, work on my 90 days of full coverage fanatics. It's going to be crazy next month, y'all. Crazy. So anyway, I'm going to let y'all go. And I will see y'all here tonight. Bye-bye now. Hey everybody, and welcome back. So, it is Tuesday, January 29th. Oh man, I don't think I've quite woken up yet. Okay, so, ooh, these are the ones I really like. Got more sheet protectors. I remembered to grab them today. I printed out a lot last night. Got a lot more to do today. It's all good. I'm excited. So, I'm starting off with a mess. That's what I'm starting off with. That was just, look, I've got hot cocoa. A box full of spoons. It's all good. See, people sometimes leave their stuff in the shack, which is all good, because kind of the rule of thumb is if you leave it in the shack, anybody can use it. Like, I leave my microwave. Anybody is welcome to use my microwave. So, anyway, starting with Mini Phantom of the Masquerade tonight. And I'm not sure what I'm working on next because I'm still organizing. I'm still getting my stuff together, but I wanted, it's supposed to get crazy here very shortly. They're expecting a big crew to come in tonight, and the cementers, and it's about 8 o'clock. It's supposed to get crazy. So I wanted to get this done and out of the way before that. Also thought I might jump on virtual stitchers, and I have to have this done before I do that. So, excuse me. I took a drink of Dr. Pepper like a half an hour ago. As soon as I start talking, all of a sudden. So, I really like these sheet protectors. The ones that are like matte. I had no idea these were like that. Whew, I am on one tonight. Okay, so my next project will be chosen either by the wheel or, well, kind of a combination of the wheel and what I need to pull out in order to work on District 2, Week 2 of the Stitcher Games. Let me see if I have what we're working on this week. Lots of people have already posted for it. So now I gotta find it. Okay. District 2 is masonry and stone mining. It's week 2. We're gonna work on supplies. We want to practice building a fire. So 2 stitches in brown and 100 stitches in orange or red. That one should be pretty easy to do. Build a shelter, 300 stitches in brown and 100 stitches in green or gray. Stockpile weapons, 250 stitches of gray and 200 stitches any color. Gather district supplies, 400 stitches in a color or on an image of the district's resource. So resource of masonry and stone, you could be, red like brick, gray like stone, that sort of thing. So we'll have to see what I have left for that. So what I will do is look at my wheel, and instead of spinning it, I will be like, okay, which of these have colors that I can use? Sometimes it may be more than one of them. I have 2 Q snaps available that I can switch between. And so I can have 2 projects going, and then I switch them out. You know me, I can switch like 5 or 6 projects in a night, especially at the most was 400 stitches. So we're all good there. So I will look at my Year of Whips wheel first because I still have, what, 4 projects left on it. And tonight, tomorrow night, the next night, 3 more nights of the month. So I almost touched all my Year of Whips this month. I will look at that one first, see if I can fit it in anywhere, choose that one. Then I will go to all my other projects, see what I can fit. When I get that figured out, I will come back here and I will tell you and show you all of them. But I want to get a little bit of this organization done first before I even start stitching. Plus, I don't really want to pull out my Heaven and Earth knowing that I'm going to have a line of cars at 8 o'clock, or vehicles at 8 o'clock. Because for me, Heaven and Earth designs, once I'm into it, a lot of distraction can cause issues. So if it's just here or there, it's okay, but I know that I've got an influx coming. So until then, I think I'll work on these binders, trying to get them organized, and then I'll work on that, figure out what's next, come back and check in with y'all. I hope y'all are I'm not done. I'm trying to hurry because I'm trying not to make these super freaking long again, but Stitchers I have watched since I last spoke to you. So, okay, start there. Vicky at Reading and Stitching. Actually, I need to go back and comment on hers because she talked to me in her video, and so that was kind of exciting. She said that I'm a girl after her own heart because we have a lot of similarities, like the stitching journal that I keep. She has one. Some of our projects are similar, but mostly we are both in all the events. So we're both doing bingo, we're both doing Stitcher games, we were both doing the Letter of Fortune, plus she runs the Magical Stitches School, so, and I'm participating in all those events. So we talked about, or she talked to us about some of that this morning. Then I watched Sarah King, Our Stitching Kingdom. Then Every Little X Stitch. And just finished watching Caroline and Off the Grid. Caroline is going to New Jersey. She said that. I got so excited because I'm going to New Jersey. And it sounds like it's going to be pretty awesome. I keep hearing people come out of the woodwork. I'm going. And it's very exciting. I can't wait. And it'll be my birthday weekend, so that makes it even better for me. Also, I woke up to a comment from Vonna Pfeiffer on my Flosstube. Oh my God! You know, the first time anybody that you follow, or somebody like Vonna, who absolutely everybody knows, the first time they comment or you know that they're following you, it's super exciting. So I was very excited. I actually woke up to a few new subscribers, but she was the only one that commented. So, very excited about that. I'm going to get to work now, and I will check in with y'all here in a little bit. Howdy, y'all. Okay, so I did a little bit of getting started on the next step without coming in here and checking in with y'all. Sorry. Okay, so I did a little thinking, and here's what I came up with. So one of the options for District 2, Week 2 is any color. So since I was already working on this, I just went with, what I was stitching on. 200 stitches there. And then, so let me pull it up to the side just so I can kind of run through it. None of this is like set, right? Because I don't know how many stitches I have of these colors in these projects. But here's what I thought. I went through my ornament bag. The ornaments that I started in December, because with just a few hundred stitches, it'd be nice little add to them. Plus, there was only 3 of these that I put in for bingo, and I put those back. So I don't have to worry about it interfering with all the work I just did to get those bingo cards made. So, for each of the colors, I need 200 stitches of brown, So I pulled out I Love Fall by Frosted Pumpkin Needleworks. That's kind of an orangey brown, but it's brown. And there's plenty more brown in I Love Fall. And then for the orange or red, I pulled out Joy, because you see we got some deep brick red in there. It's very nice. Looks like there's actually some brown in this one too. I don't know what all's on there though. I didn't look up the pictures for them. I went, oh, look, there's red. So, next, 300 stitches of brown. Again, I love fall, but I don't know if I'll have enough for 500 stitches. So we'll see. If not, then I'll pull out something else, and of course I'll come back and show you before that. The second set may be on a different day even. It's not like I can, guarantee to get all this done in one night, right? I have all week. So, for the other brown. Then, this is the one I've started, 100 Stitches of Green, Clover of Clovers by Bent Creek. I am stitching in hand because my daughter has borrowed my hoop again and does not give it back whenever she puts her cross stitching up. And it's the only one I have that is like super small for these. So I'm doing it in hand and my hand keeps cramping up. So it's a slow process. Again, we'll see how much I get done tonight. But I'm doing the 100 Stitches of Green. 250 of gray. This is a little Christmas ornament with a little gray cat in it. I do not know if there are 250 stitches of gray. If not, I will find another project to supplement. I doubt it. Actually, on that one. The 200 stitches of any color I just showed you, and 400 stitches in a color or on an image of the district's resources, which is stone and masonry, that sort of thing. So I hadn't picked out that one yet, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. So, I'm working on this, and I will be back to check in with y'all before I go home. Good morning, everybody. Welcome back. I just got done frogging about half of the stitches I just put in my latest project. So, if not more than half. So, I decided that I would work on getting all the stuff that I printed out tonight put in these sleeves. So that's what I'm doing. Sorry about that. So I did work on 3 projects for the District 2, Week 2 of the Stitcher Games. So I didn't start out at the beginning of the Stitcher Games because I was in London. So I missed District 1 completely. And then, so basically, from what I've gathered, at the end, we have 3 weeks of challenges, 3 different challenges per district. And at the end, 2 people are chosen to compete in the Stitcher Games. Again, play on Hunger Games. It should make sense, right? So anyways, I kind of went over the challenges for this week. So let me go ahead and show you the work I did. They don't have to be done in order, so I did start with the green. So I added 100 stitches. I think this is going to go this way when it's done. I hit the top edge. Clover of Clovers by Bent Creek. So I added 100 stitches in there. Then I added 100 stitches in Joy, 100 red stitches. And then I went to I Love Fall for brown. But here's the thing. I've had to frog a lot of this. So it's not going to look like the 200 stitches I already had to put in it. And I have to put 300 more because there was actually 2 sets of brown in this one, in this challenge. So with pulling it out, I know it'll work for both. But I've even got all the threads because I managed to save them. So I have them with it so I can put them back in. So what happened, I finished stitching the A. I came and stitched the F. And then I decided to come down here and work on the word most. But when I did, I messed it up. I put it one too far to the left, to the right, depends on how you look at it, to that side. And so when I started to do the border around the edge, that's why this thread is here, I realized that it was one too far this way, which typically I would be like, no big deal, except that it would throw, there's really no room for that in the bottom section. So I had to pull it all out. I mean, I had half of the eye, I had MO, I had some border. So when I realized I did that, I was like, I'm too close to having my stitches. So I'm just gonna stop where I'm at, come over here, work on the L, and then when I hit my 200, I posted a picture and came back and frogged all that out. So then I posted a picture again, now that it's frogged. It'll be where I start tonight for the 300 stitches of brown. Of course, I'll do my mini Phantom of the Masquerade daily first, and then pull out that one, and then continue. I know I still have a color of choice, which I may go ahead and put on that one with some of these reds, or not really reds, but, well, there's like a pretty good red and a pink, and I'll pick one of those colors and do a couple hundred stitches of the bit. I originally was going to use Phantom of the Masquerade and then realized that it needed to be all one color, so didn't do that. It would take way too long. Or I may put some stitches in Don't Be Up, because I want to try and get that one done. So I don't have much more. All we have is the pot underneath it, the word and the words, and then the back stitch. Yeah, back stitch that makes the little pricklies. Anyway, so I may do that tonight. I don't know. Tonight's my last night of work this week. I'm so excited. Be nice to sit at home. They just put up the extra credit tasks for February, and of course one of them is to watch Harry Potter #2, so I will probably do that during my days off. Also got to start listening to it before too long, but that will wait till my husband and I carpool again, because he's all into listening to the audiobooks with me. And then, I guess that's it. That's it for me this morning. I'm going to get these put up, switch out. I still got these to put in here, and these to put in here, and these. I printed out a lot of pages tonight. And that doesn't include all the stuff that I had stuck in the dividers, because the dividers have pockets. I'm going to be doing this. I already told my husband I'm going to need like 7 binders, because that one is, I mean, pretty much completely full. There's a little bit of room, but and then this one. Now, all these need to be sorted, but my problem is you can't tell. Okay, so you see these dividers? There's also some dividers under here, but you can't tell because they're not big enough. See? So I'm going to have to figure that out. But I think I'm going to have to go pick up another binder tomorrow. So I'm crazy. But I'm finding it interesting, and I'm looking at all these patterns again and going, okay, I'm seeing which ones I want to start kitting up. I also was thinking just a while ago, I may go ahead and start getting stuff, like have a section where I've picked out the 25 that I want for Flossmas this year, so I can start getting prepared for that. So I'm thinking I might even do Flossmas like I do Stitch Mania, where I only start a new one if I finish the one from last year. I don't know. Anyways, I'm gonna let y'all go. I gotta get cleaned up because my relief should be here before too long. So I hope y'all have a great day, and I will see y'all tonight. Good evening, everybody. It is Wednesday, January 30th. We are almost through this month. I'm getting super excited about some of the stuff that is coming next month. I feel like that's going to be a revolving door all year long. There's always going to be something to look forward to. So I'm not really in the mood today for a lot. So I'm just going to get this out of the way. We got Ryan's test results in today. He does have Gorlin syndrome, which is exactly what we wanted. Well, not wanted, obviously. Okay, it's what we suspected when he got the tumors in both of his jaws. They said if he had gotten both of those and not had Gorlin syndrome, it would be like unheard of. So we had him tested, genetically tested a few weeks ago. I don't know, like a week and a half? It wasn't that long ago. I think they got the results to us very quickly. And he does have it. So that answers that question. All I know is what I have found online. So what I have read online is it can cause those tumors. That it increases his risk of skin cancer. That it there's some other possibilities. Like, none of these are set in stone. You know, it's not like guaranteed. It's just increased chances, right? We all have the chance of those things. His is just a little higher, which I feel like has always been the case because he always seems to have to deal with something that I've never even freaking heard of. Excuse me. So I was prepared for these results until I got the results. So, anyways, we are waiting for them to call with an appointment for genetic counseling so they can kind of go over the ins and outs with us in layman's terms, because trying to Google it and not get doctor jargon it's whatever. So, it is a genetic condition. However, it is not necessarily inherited, but could have been. So we are trying to decide whether or not we're going to get tested. We're not having any more kids. Definitely now we're not having more kids. But, so, I mean, it's not super mandatory. If the kids we already have it, then, you know. So it's something we're discussing. Anyways, it has me in a bit of a funk today. So I'm going to stitch and stitch and stitch until it's not on my mind. So I will check in with y'all. I'm going to start with Mini Phantom of the Masquerade, obviously, because I work on it every day. I'm still working on I Love Fall to get those brown stitches in. Then I'm going to do the cat stocking ornament to get my gray stitches in. And then I have to figure out what I'm doing for the last few things. So I'll check in later and show you my progress and see where we go from there. So I'll talk to y'all in a little bit. Good morning, everybody, and welcome back. Hope you enjoyed the last 2 seconds that you saw me, right? Okay. So, doing a little bit better, had my meltdown, we're all good. The moral to the story is that we got confirmation on the disease we knew he had, or the syndrome. It's a genetic mutation. It does cause an increased risk of mainly skin cancer, but other kind of tumors are possible. I don't know why they feel the need to honk at me. Anyway. Other tumors are possible, which is why he got the tumors in his jaw that were non-cancers, you know. So things like that are a possibility. They're things we are now going to watch for. As for whether or not we are going to get tested, we still haven't decided. I think we'll wait until we do the genetic counseling to see if we really feel like it's necessary. Okay, so I may have said all that earlier. Sorry if I'm reiterating, but I'm doing so without almost crying. So we got it dealt with. I maybe just came on and to talk to you just a little too fresh, right? It happens. Ryan is nothing if not a roller coaster of medical something. They did say, or from what I read, people with diagnosed Gorlin syndrome is 1 in 31,000, which is fairly rare. They said it's probably not that rare, but most people don't show symptoms. So, there's that. Okay. I have a sore on my tongue. It's driving me crazy. So tonight, I did pretty much stitch the entire night, but apparently I was stitching slow, or I don't know what's going on, but I didn't get as much stitching as I thought I did then. So, we finished up this square and did the parked threads on this one. As you can see, there's like a little hole in the middle where I will fill in tonight. So, then I started working on the 300 brown I needed in this, and I got it done. 300 stitches in there. And then, for choose any color, I decided to go with the yellow on Don't Be Ya, because I need to get this one finished. So, all of this is 200 stitches. So now I just have gray and a color for, I think it's 250 gray, and then 400 in a color that, or image that pertains to what the district represents, which is masonry and stonework. So I'll get those sometime this week. I don't know if it's going to be a focus tonight, because I'm off the next 3 nights, so I need to work on it, right? But you know, I also need to chillax. So I've actually been doing a really good job of waking up, not early for work, but earlier, and getting up and doing stuff. So like today I got my entire sink full of dishes done. Sometimes I can get a load of laundry done. I've been cooking every day, and holy cow, you know how much money you save when you cook your own food instead of buying junk at a store on your way out of town? It's insane. It's insane. So I also did some, I know why I didn't get as much stitching done. I did finances tonight. It is, well, we technically get paid on the 1st, but for whatever reason, they actually pay us. If there's 31 days, we get paid the night of the 31st, or the night of the 30th, morning of the 31st. We get paid on the last day of the month. Even though they technically tell us we get paid on the 1st and the 15th. Whatever. Anyway, so I paid bills, did some financial planning, because this is our check, where we were gone for 10 days of the 15 days, so it was kind of short. But did some planning, did some rearranging, everything's good, and this is gonna sound funny, but lately, probably in the last 8 months or so, doing bills puts me in a really good mood, because we're in a good place right now, and it makes me happy. So anyway, I am gonna start packing up now, because my relief should be showing up in the next 45 minutes. And I guess I will check in with y'all this evening. Bye. I'm back. As you can see, it is not later this evening. I forgot. My best friend and I are talking about a movie that I saw for the first time when I first started dating my husband. So I was like, it was 16 years ago. I said, do you feel old yet? She goes, why'd you have to go there? So anyway, I forgot that I had haul today, and I wanted to show y'all. This was bought off Bendy's to G's D-Stash because I needed more stuff like a hole in the head. So by La-Di-Da. I don't think I already have this one. Pretty sure. Yeah, I'll check my binder. I'm already past the L's. In fact, I think I'm in the M's. But Little House Needleworks and Lizzie Kate took forever. I also got this little bookmark. My intention when I bought this was to give it to my daughter to stitch. Because she does stitch sometimes. She just never finishes anything and never sits down to do it. So I don't know if she'll be interested. If she's not, I'll probably do it. It's just so cute. And she's big into marine life and stuff like that. So this is Doreen Jones, isn't it? It doesn't say. Hold on. I'll open the package because I'm pretty sure. She looks a lot like those, that Under the Sea one I did. This is really cute. Like, the vlogs. And it's in this little case that has this opening on the front. But you know, it does not say who it is. Oh man. I hope I didn't just crack my phone. Okay. But yeah, it does not say anywhere on here. Huh. Oh, designed by Doreen Jones. See? You know what I was talking about? You're not looking at the pattern. Stop it. Stop it! See, it's not a matter of I don't need to show the pattern. It's a matter of you don't need to look. I'm tired, y'all. It's time to go home. Okay, next. This is by Shepherd's Bush. I told you my tongue hurts. Shepherd's Bush. It's Halloween Trifles. It's 3 patterns. It's this Halloween. Sorry, Gary. You're going to get a little reflection. I'll open it in a minute. Boo and eek. But there's fabric in here. I need to open it. It kind of looks like it's never been opened. I could be wrong. I don't know. Ooh, are y'all looking at the pattern again? Shame for shame. Okay, so it's got some little buttons. Those are freaking cute. I don't typically put the buttons, like on the Lizzie Kates and stuff, I don't put the buttons, but those are pretty darn cute, so I might have to do something with those. And then, this fabric says 28 count spider web. This is really cool. Like, the only thing that would make this better is if the fabric itself was purple. And those spider webs were white. I don't know why. That just in my head works. But it's really cute. I like it. Why is it we all smell fabric? I don't even know. We've all just kind of started doing that. Okay. So there's that one. Then there's another one. This is 32 count natural white dot. That's cute. I've never really been into the white dots. And here's why. Like, one second. Not because I don't like it. I think it's adorable. Super cute. But I'm always worried it's going to detract from the stitching. And there have been a few times where I've seen somebody else stitching and they've loved it. And I'm like, that's too much. It's just too much. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see what I think about. I may need to stitch on it a little bit and maybe I'll change my mind. So, those are those. Oh, man. I'm a mess, y'all. Yes. Is that it? Nope. I have an awesome note from my stitchy friend. I love her handwriting. I don't know why. It's so clean. Just right. Okay, this is Sweet Rose by Little House Needleworks. I just thought it was cute. I don't know. I don't even know. Or maybe I just felt like spending money. That could be it too. Who knows? Okay, so I need to do Stitch from Stash, right? I need to go on there, post my one finish for this month, and then all the money I've spent. Well, you know, okay, so I have not spent that much money this month. Because, yes, I spent, this was $32 for all of this. Well, it's not $32 though, because shipping, right? So it's less than that. Anyways, I gotta figure that part out. But, so whatever I spent for this is really my only purchase, because the other purchase that I made this month, that's not true. I have another piece of fabric. So, that and that. The other purchase I made this month was with Christmas money, so that doesn't count because it was a gift. And then my subscriptions. I signed up for all my subscriptions before January 1st, so they do not count against my Stitch from Stash. So, I will be in the negative for January, but it won't be horrible, right? I haven't seen what credit I get for the one finish I had. And I want to say I'm gonna, but then, like Megan, May, she's trying to talk me into buying some fabrics by LJ, and ooh, they're gorgeous. So it's a consideration. Plus, I'm going to an LNS soon, so I may have to spend a little bit. I may have to get into the negative to get into the positive. Isn't that what they say? You gotta spend money to make money. Not that I'll be making money, but you know. Anyways, I need to let y'all go because I'm rambly and silly, and I'll check in with you later. Hello and good evening, everybody. It is Friday, February 1st. I didn't get to check in at all yesterday. For real, I slept 90% of it. I think I got up after the kids got home from school. But it was so nice not to wake up to an alarm. And then I did a lot of housework, stuff like that. Did some organizing in my stitchy corner. Y'all are facing a really bad way, but I've got to do this really quick because my husband's in here playing a game. He just took a break and he'll be right back. So I did some stitching last night, but on my mini Phantom of the Masquerade, and then I did some frogging on my Lady of the Flag, which is why she is my homework for week 1, year 2 of Magical Stitches, is because we're supposed to pull out something that's been in prison, you know, and she was in timeout because I had to, basically everything from here over had to be frogged. In fact, this still needs to be frogged, but I got tired of frogging. So all of these stitches are new. I'm putting 250 of gray in for some District 2 Week 2's homework. 250 stitches of gray, 400 of this red because it's like a brick red and the masonry bricks. And then all of them count towards Magical School because those two different groups. So I can double use it. So I put a few stitches in there. I'm going to be working on her more today. Also, February 1st starts bingo. 8 numbers were drawn this morning, and I only had 1 of the 8 numbers, and it is on Foxglove. So this is another piece I'll be working on today. It's the lightest pink, so I'll be filling in right here. I think there's some right here. I just need 50 stitches, and then this one will go away. While I'm playing bingo, because there's that chance a lot, Also because I don't want to work on things that could possibly get called and then not be able to do them when they're actually called. I will mostly just be doing either bingo pieces or homework for magical school or semi-sane. I know, it's a lot of events, but it makes it all very interesting and I'm very excited. I promise, I got this. This is the other reason I didn't get a whole lot done yesterday. We got a new little baby. This is Dagger. He's, how old do you think he is?
2 months maybe.
Yeah, like 8 weeks old. We just got him as company for Rogue because Rogue is super playful and we're not always home, so.
And he's adorable.
Yeah, and Dagger's really cute and sweet and has the most raspy little cry. But he wants to come see y'all. Can he come visit? He'll be your stitchy friend forever. Alright, I'm going back to stitching. I'll see y'all soon. Good morning, everybody. It is Saturday, February 2nd. It's about 9:30, and we're about 30 minutes away from the LNS in San Antonio. We're going to go do a stitch-in with some ladies.
Stitch with me.
Stitch with me. I think they call it a sit and stitch, but anyway. So I'm excited. I'm gonna try to record some. I'm just so awkward about recording in front of people. So I may see if Lexi will do a little tour of the shop at some point. So that is what we're doing. We're on our way. We've been on the road since before 6 this morning because San Antonio is about a 4-hour drive, and you know, you've got to have stops and things like that. So yeah, we should be there in about 30 minutes or so. So we will check back in with y'all here in a little bit.
Bye. Okay, so first we got on one shelf reading glasses, all these scissors, and the background is kind of oh, even tinier scissors. That one's my favorite. It's so pretty.
So I looked at these.
Go down to one strand.
Oh, one strand of these. Yeah.
Lots of patterns. Let's go to fabrics. Lots of fabrics. There's under the seat liners. Some Halloween stuff. That's not DMC, this is DMC. Lots of them. There's some more down there, all the way over there. And over here, they have all these glitter.
Yeah. More thick stuff, but something else.
Some little so pretty. I'm recording with my mom's laptop. Kind of hard. But yeah. They got lots of beads. A big selection of beads and stuff. Glass beads.
And me, I would be like, you would be like my husband. And I would be like, no, we have to go to sleep. And my husband's like, I can't stand either.
More thread over here. Let's try and find my birthday. Oh, there it is. So, no, not that one. Like I said, it's hard to record this. I think that is beautiful right there. And there's some framing stuff. More fabrics, more framing stuff back there.
That's where we're headed.
Charms or buttons or something like that. I actually have to meet Nora Corbett. Bye guys.
Everybody, welcome back. It is February 3rd. It's the evening. I recorded that snip yesterday, but when we were on our way to the stitch-in. I didn't record any of the stitch-in. Lexi did some touring, which I haven't reviewed to see if I put in this video yet or not. So if you saw that, you saw that. If not, yeah. She was trying it on my iPad and she was worried that it didn't come out very good. I'll review that tonight and add it in here. But I didn't record after I got home, so this is going to be a bit of a catch-up. Okay, so first we got to this stitch-in just after 10 o'clock. Sherry Burkett was already there. She had brought a couple friends with her from her part of Texas. And then I know Leslie showed up later. Lindsay, I forgot the name of Lindsay's channel. She does it with her sister Heidi. Heidi wasn't able to go. So yeah, sat around. There was a whole table full of us. Sat around and chatted most of the day. And then headed home. I mean, I got quite a bit of stitching done. despite, you know, walking around the shop and talking to people and stuff like that. So while I was there, I was working on, because I think I can't even remember what I haven't mentioned. So if I repeat myself, that's why. I was working on Lady of the Flag, and I was working on her for a couple different projects. My lighting is not great right now. But let me see. Oh, my arm is pretty sore today. Okay, so the red. So for just week 2, District 2, week 2, I had to do 400 stitches of a color that pertained to, or a picture that pertained to the region's jobs, which was masonry. So I used the dark red because it reminds me of bricks. So that's for that. There was also, we needed 250 stitches of gray, so those are in here. I ended up using like 3 different grays to get that done. But I like the way it's coming along. Look at that. And then this was also my homework for Magical Stitches. I needed 300 stitches on a project that had been in prison. This one, I picked this one because it had kind of went into timeout after the last time I worked on it, because I had to do some frogging, and it was making me freak out a little bit. But I got it. I think I ended up pulling more than I needed to, but I wanted to make sure that I fixed the problem. So pretty much all of this area, and even this batch of red and this batch of red, are new. It was all over 1, not like too far over 1, just like half a stitch too far, because you know you do over 2. So that was rather annoying. So I ripped all that out and restitched it, and then added all this, and I got all my stitching done that I needed to. So when I got home last night, my husband had rearranged our theater room again, and so that I have full access to the recliner, because before it was his, he would sit in front of his PlayStation and use that chair, and I was just using a computer chair, and we'd been shopping, possibly getting me a recliner. What he ended up doing was turning the futon so that it's not like this against the wall, it's into the middle of the room, but then laying it out, so he has like basically like a small bed in front of the TV. If you've been on my Instagram, I posted a picture of him and my daughter laying on it last night. They were all cuddled up watching a movie, and so he has that to be able to sit on, lay down on, stretch out, whatever he wants to do, and put the recliner over there. So of course I wanted to take advantage and sit there and stitch instead of, you know, cleaning the house like I was supposed to be doing. But in the evening, no. Yes. Okay, so in the morning spin of bingo yesterday, I didn't have any numbers. So I didn't have anything I needed to pull out while I was at the stitch-in for that. But when I got home, the evening numbers had been pulled, and I had 1 color, so 50 stitches, and it was on my mini Alice in a Dolly Dream, so it's all these right in here, this brown here. I actually put in 74 stitches and didn't even finish the strand. There's still a piece of strand there parked, so I could finish later because I wanted to move on. So yeah, that was my bingo colors for last night. She drew some this morning and this evening, so I haven't even looked to see yet if I've got a ton of stitching to do tonight. The other thing I worked on, of course, was my mini Phantom of the Masquerade. I got this block completely done. Yeah. So, and then I was like falling asleep with my stitching. So, I put it up and I went to bed. And then I literally slept 12 and a half hours. Yeah. So I was all prepared for work today. And then I went and checked my mail, which this probably came in yesterday, because, you know, post office doesn't run on Sunday. But, so this probably came in yesterday, but I got to today, And this is the other half of the Victorian motto threads. So I started Orient Victorian motto for the first time at the beginning of the year, and I was telling EJ about it. Well, EJ used to trade half of hers with Michelle Bendy Stitching, but since Michelle's not doing it this year, she and I are going to. So these are her 6 colors that she sent me. Aren't they gorgeous? I love this yellow. I know a lot of people don't have big things about yellow, but for some reason, in the last few years, I've developed a huge love for yellow. And this peach, pink, green. Like, I got a green, but it's not, it was way darker than that one. So, Sea Breeze, Teal Brocade, Cavern Moss, which is DMC 3362, Pink Clematis, River Salmon, which is 3824. Although it is variegated, so how you call that number, I'm not quite sure. There's some pink in there along with the peach. And Prim Quilt. So, and this neat little ring she sent me. I just saw somebody talking about this ring the other day. Who was it? I think it was Stitch and Button. Pretty sure it was Stitch and Button. She was talking about these rings, and see they you have to twist them to get them open, which means they don't, with the ones with the hinge can come loose and just spray your stuff everywhere. And because of that, you can daisy chain them and make them bigger if you need to. So that was really neat. EJ sent that. I thought that was awesome. So, and then she sent me some mailers so that we can send these back and forth every month. In fact, I just paid for this next month's shipment, so yay. Okay, that's it. This video is a little longer than my last one. Today is Sunday. I think since I'm going to go ahead and for the month of February do vlogging because of bingo, because some nights I'm going to work on several projects and to only put 50 stitches in it and then remember it a week later and to show you which 50 stitches I put in, it's a lot of keeping up with stuff. So the vlog's a little easier because I can show you, tell you, put it up. So that's what I'm going to keep doing. After I record in the morning, catching up on all this, I will upload this. And then we'll start next week's vlog. So they won't be coming out on a certain day for the month of February. It'll pretty much be whenever I get to around an hour. This one will be longer than an hour. But from now on, I'm going to try and keep it. So some weeks you may get 2 videos. Just depends on how much I feel like talking. So I'm going to go check out those bingo numbers, work on Mini Phantom of the Masquerade, and then I will come back and show you which projects I'm pulling for the bingo numbers, then stitch on them, then come back. So I will check in with y'all here in a little bit. Another quick check-in. Okay, so I just wrote down, I wanted to show you how I do bingo once it's active. So, like I said, before it started, I made a list of all the projects I wanted to use for it. I do not use all my projects because sometimes you don't have enough stitches or you're just not quite sure. I pick a list, a pretty significant list, but a list nonetheless. And, then I go through and I look around where my actual stitching is. So like this, for Lady of the Flag, I wouldn't have put these colors because they're kind of far out. But I probably picked a bunch of the colors that are right in here because you can see there's big blocks of color. There's some more down here. I probably picked those. So, because you need at least 50 depending on if you're only going to put it on one card. I think this year I didn't double. If I have it on 2 cards, it's because I had it on 2 projects. But once that number was picked, like, let's say I had 666 on 3 different projects. If I spun that one, I would put it on a card, and then I would mark off one of those 3 projects. So it still had a chance of coming up for one of the other 2. But that way I know there's at least 50 stitches on each one of those projects. I don't have to worry about there being 100 of them on just one project. So then last year she spun once a day and she spun 10 numbers. This year she's spinning twice a day, once at 6 in the morning, once at 6 in the evening. Generally, not always. Um, and it's 8 numbers a piece. So what I do is, as it's spinning, I write down the numbers. As you can see, I wrote them all down. And then I go through my spreadsheet and I find the number. So like 210. Do I have 210? Yes, I did, but it was not. Oh, so the other thing I did is, once I created the cards, I highlighted all those numbers so that I knew they were on a card. So when I work on them, I can cross them off, and you know, then if I want to pull out a project, I know I can work on that color because I'm not waiting for it to get drawn. But anyways, so 210 was one of the numbers I had in my list, but it did not make it on a card. So I just crossed it off because I don't have any stitches. When I do find a number like 3033, I write the name of the project. So this morning's bingo, I had 3 projects that were called, or 3 colors that were called, all on different projects. So that's 50 stitches a piece on each one of those projects. On the evening spins, which is over here, I didn't have any at all. So, yeah. So that's how I do that. And then I'm going to work on this for a little bit, and then I will start pulling those out and putting 50 in each one. So, I'll be pulling. Welcome to Owl Dad and Winter Blister. So, I will check in with y'all here in a little bit. Everybody, I'm checking back in again. I finished with all my bingo, and then I spun. But what I spun, not one of my favorites. Something I need to do, because it's Year of Whips, but not my favorite. So I'm just going to work on it until midnight, which is like an hour and a half from now. So some progress, but not. Also, any of the bingos that I work on that are on my Year of Whips will get removed from the wheel for this month, because technically it was worked on, right? Even if it's just 50 stitches. And I'm not really making myself do a hard stop at 50 stitches. If I'm in the middle of a thread, I'll just finish that thread, with one exception tonight, and that was Owl Dad, because the rest of the stitches for that color are somewhere way far away from where I'm working. So, so I went ahead and stopped there. But so this is where Owl Dad got to this time. I was working on this hot pink color. Hot pink. There we go. I'm not very good at the whole mirror thing, right? So, like, I make my finger go that way, it actually goes this way. So that's where I got on Owl Dad. I just have the rest of this page, and then, which I think comes down to like here, and then this bottom part. So it's going really well. Okay. Winter Blister I ended up putting up because I wasn't thinking about the fact that I needed to show y'all. That's okay. So we got more of the blue loopy thing that's going on there. And it was, what, 60 something stitches, I think. Like I said, I finished out the second thread. And then this brown on this one. It was actually 84 stitches by the time I finished both threads. Part of that is because I had started going across this way. I don't count until it's a full X. So like if you look closely, you see how these aren't fully X'd yet? So those, I did not count those. So I had a bunch of those already done. So then I finished out the row, and then when I came back, I would count them. So it was, 2 strands went a lot further that way. So two full strands on that. So then I spun, because those were all 3 of my bingo numbers. And I got Colin Cardinal. He is one of my Advent animals. I don't know if you can even hear me because I'm not facing you. Which actually, he's got quite a bit done on him, so who knows? I might be able to finish him in an hour and a half. I'm not going to hold my breath, though, because I'm hungry. See, he's got a lot done, so I might be able to go ahead and knock him out. We'll see. We'll see. That's what I spend for my year of whips. So, I spun something else first, but it's on the bingo, and the main color of it, because it's one of the ornaments, is the one color I put on bingo. So, and it's the only project I have with that easily accessible. So, I respun. Left it on the wheel, but respun. So, something else I meant to mention, but I forgot. It's February, y'all. Snuck up on me. So I kind of do like a recap what I record here in my journal. So, where is it? January. Okay, so I started out January with 52 whips. I had one finish, which was to-do list. I had 2 new starts, which was Don't Be Ya and Happiness, whatever, that Harry Potter one. So that means I'm going into February with 53 whips. That's okay, because I was gone for half a month, almost, and I only worked on one project while I was overseas, and so I don't have all that standing in my way this month. Plus, with bingo, I'll be touching on a lot of them. So last month, how many did I actually work on? Out of my 52, I worked on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. 19 out of 52 was all I worked on last month. And that's craziness, because I usually hit at least 25. At least. But it was a crazy month. So, and I know I'll touch on much more with this one since I'm working on multiple each night. And I made myself a list. These are the projects that have colors inside of bingo. So when I've done the colors from that project, I've done all of them, then I'll cross them off, and that way I know I can just work on them as a whip. Summer Sparkler is crossed out because the color from it that got picked was white, and that one will work much better. Well, I'll use House of Stark for if it comes up, because it's all white, which means white is on 2 of my bingo cards. But I'll just put in 100 on House Stark and be good to go. So that's why it's already crossed off. All right, so I'm going to warm me up some food real quick, get back to stitching, and check in with y'all here in a little while. So, I might have fibbed a little earlier. I ended up not stopping at midnight. 1, because by the time I got done eating, it was like 11:15, and so that didn't give a whole hour and a half. 2, once I started working on it, and it was so close to finish, I was like, I'm just gonna do this thing, right? And then Magical Stitches homework came out, and the first assignment is stitch on something that flies. I'm like, a cardinal flies. So then, I needed to do at least 100 stitches for that. So here he is, all done. Now, technically, he's not done. And this, I think, is one of the reasons I have such a hard time with these. Is, do you see how many colors are already in that pattern with all the different colored gummy drops and everything else? There's like 6 different colors for backstitching. And so some of the backstitching isn't done. But honestly, looking at it, I think it looks just fine. So for now, I'm going to just leave that backstitching off. And then later, if I decide that it absolutely has to have it, I will go back and add it. But it's literally like a line on some of the leaves to, I don't know, make it look like a leaf. Not around the sides, just in the middle. One little stripe in the middle. What's that going to really do? And then outlining his beak and the back of his head. But I would need to pull 3 more colors. And part of my problem too is I had 2 of these things full of colors, and one of them has gone missing. So then I have to pull out the entire box to find the thread colors that I need, use them, then put them back, because it's not like I could stick them in that thing. So then I have to put them all back. And then I know I'm going to have to do it again the next time I pull this out. I'm missing one. Hold on. Where'd it go? Ah, there it is. So, and with these in particular, it would have been really nice just to finish them off. So anyway, he's done. It's 2 o'clock, so I have about 2.5 more hours of stitching time. So what I think I'm going to do, let me look at my assignment here, because I kind of roughly picked out I think I'm going to pull out Lady of the Flag, because technically she would fit for 3 of my assignments. Could be 4, but I really like something else for that one. So, I think I will pull her out and work on her and just work on colors I know I didn't pick for bingo. Because for homework this week, we had to put 100 stitches on each of the ingredients for, for the polyjuice potion. So, I'm fixing to pull up what the ingredients are. If you'll give me 1 second here. Maybe it doesn't want to load. There it goes. My internet out here is just horrible. Okay, lace-winged flies do 21 days, so something that flies. Already took care of that one. Leeches, something that sticks or just plain sucks. I don't really have one for that yet. Just because some of them I just went ahead and picked it off the top of my head, and some of them I'll have to look through. Powdered bicorn horn. This is a rare ingredient that Hermione had to steal from Professor Snape. Stitch on something that is not easily obtained. Something that you had to order online or not a print pattern. This is one where I feel like Lady of the Flag fits because she is out of print. She was really hard for a lot of people to get. 4, knot grass, something with grass. 5, fluxweed picked at full moon on dark fabric or something featuring a night scene. I'm stitching my Lady of the Flag on dark fabric, so it fit there too. Now granted, I have to do 100 separate stitches, but still. 6, shredded boom slang skin, something with skin. Lady of the Flag has skin. In fact, skin is probably what I need to be stitching. 7, a bit of one who wants to turn into toenail clippings, dandruff, etc. A project that you were unable to stitch from someone else. Now, Lady of the Flag would fit for the last one. However, I was more actively enabled to stitch on or to start Spangled. So Spangled will be my homework for that last one. So right now, I think I'll pull out Lady of the Flag and get started on those 300 stitches, which I may or may not finish in the next 2 hours. But then I can work on it again tonight after Mini Phantom of the Masquerade, and then continue with bingo and whatever for homework, and then maybe start on some extra credit. We'll see. But anyways, I'm going to get started on that, and I will check in with y'all before I leave, and then remember that'll be the end of this video, and we will see you next time. Good morning, everybody. It is just after 4 a.m. I still have about 45 minutes of stitching time, which I will throw into Don't Be Ya. Holy shit, there's a bobcat, y'all. Like, seriously. Hold on. There's a fucking bobcat, like, holy shit. Sorry about that. Okay, so gather myself. I was trying to get a picture of it, but I didn't. It walked into the bushes. But I don't think I'll be going outside for a little bit because There was 3 of them. So, anyway, as I was saying, I don't even know what I was saying. Oh my goodness. Holy cow. I've never seen a bobcat that big, that close. Like, anyway. Okay, so, what was I saying? I still have time to stitch. I will throw in a few stitches on this Don't Be because I am trying to get that finished before too long, and I have just gotta finish this, write the words, and do some back stitching. So I'll work on that, and then I'll probably show y'all tomorrow during a vlog or something. But here's my stopping point on Lady of the Flag. Everybody's texting me now. They're like, why are the bobcats in the light? So I did quite a bit of skin stitching here, a little bit up here, and just threw in some of this green because her hand was looking really creepy to me, and I needed to make sure that like I was doing it right, you know? So anyways, I did 3, look at me jumping at every shadow now. I added 305 stitches, and of course after every 100 I posted a picture for homework, so she fit into 3 of them. She probably could have fit a 4th, but the just plain sucks because sometimes 1/1 skin just sucks. But I'll see if I can find something more interesting. If not, we'll come back to it. So that is that. I'm gonna get some more stitching done. This is the end of my video for this week, or for this until I put another one up. Thank you all for liking, subscribing, encouraging me to continue to do this. And I hope y'all have a great stitchy week, and I'll see y'all next time.